Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. So hari ini kita akan sambung topik kita. Topik hari ini on natural language processing. This is topic I forgot the previous topic. So what is the objective of this topic? By the end of this lesson, you should know our view of NLP, what is NLP, the application of NLP, and the status of NLP. So, there are two separate things, natural language processing and text analytics. Text analytics, part of text analytics is NLP. So, you can say that NLP is a subset of text analytics. Before other text analytics, muncul dulu natural language processing. Natural language processing, not natural language processing. Okay, so what is natural language processing? So language, we know what is language. Is language, English, Chinese, we do speak Malay, or you do speak Terengganu, Kelantanese, and so on. However, the objective of NLP is to make a computer understand what we are saying. So we know that natural language is not artificial computer language. Natural language is not Python, it's not C++. Those are computer language. Belajar Java lah, dia belajar macam-macam languages. Those are computer language. Maksud computer language, when we speak those languages with your computer, awak bercakap dengan komputer awak guna Python, awak suruh dia buka file, awak suruh dia tulis dalam file, awak suruh save dekat satu location tertentu. You talk to the computer through that language, Python language for example. Your computer may understand what you are asking for. However, natural language is a human language. So kalau awak cakap dengan mak awak cakap guna bahasa Python. Mak, okay, write line dot ni. Mak awak takkan faham lah. So, natural language is also the language used in short messages. For example, ini orang sekarang suka sangat tulis-tulis macam ni. Itu saya pening, see you tonight and so on. We use abbreviation, short form. Those are human languages. So, what is natural language processing? So, natural language processing is the study of the computational treatment of natural human language. Bahasa mudah ialah macam mana kita nak suruh komputer faham bahasa yang kita cakap. Sekarang ni komputer hanya faham bahasa Python, C++, Java, C#, HTML, PHP and so on. So, sekarang macam mana how to make those computer understand our languages. For example, kenapa saya kata NLP dah lama? Daripada dulu, Google has been invented in 1998, something like that, 1999, 1998. So, first, Google antara company yang started to introduce NLP, natural language processing. It tried to make how their search engine understand what people are typing. Masa tu tak cakap lagi tau. Okay, so, apa maksud NLP? How to understand what mean, how to generate human language by understanding how sentences are constructed. First dulu adalah to understand what means, and then daripada situ next generation of NLP, macam mana kita nak generate human language by understanding how sentences are constructed. Kalau tengok sekarang siapa yang pakai iPhone, dia ada Siri. Siri may ask a question to you. Dia dah boleh tanya soalan. How the computer can construct a very good sentences to human. So itu under NLP. So natural language evolve. Masa mana start, new words get added through Google. Contoh Google lah, selfie. These are the new word. Old word lose popularity. Meaning of words change, language rule change, and so on. So this is how NLP keep evolving. Maknanya evolve ni maknanya berkembang. Makin lama makin berkembang. Kalau dulu semua orang tahu bahasa penuh, sekarang kalau baca bahasa Twitter, orang natural language processing kena create another program to make those understand what they are saying in Twitter. Okay, so kat mana orang pakai NLP? So bear in your mind, NLP is not an analytics yet. It's not a text mining yet. Kenapa tak sama? NLP is the first step of processing a text. Kita nak convert human language kepada computer language. That's the first step. Dia tak buat lagi mining, classification and so on. Not yet. Okay. So kat mana, where is the application of NLP? Contoh, first is machine translation. For example, Google Translate. Okay. Google Translate is evolved. Kalau sedar sekarang, Google Translate keep better. It's getting better. Okay, Yahoo Babelfish, database access, information retrieval. Contoh kalau awak tengok NLP, kalau awak tengok email awak sekarang, Gmail, a current trend of Gmail, it will sort the email based on category. How Gmail can understand the title or the subject of your email and sort them into a category. Okay, it is NLP. Okay, then text categorization, contoh sorting text into fixed categories. For example, this is Google News, so it will sort automatically the news based on the category. It's not a mining yet. Why? Because it is it's just a look at the underlying or the meaning of the text and classify them. Okay, what's more? Another application of NLP is search engine. For example, Google, kat mana guna search engine-nya? Kat mana NLP-nya, madam? So, if you type in this Google search, okay, it will try to understand the sentences you are typing and match them, okay, through the Google databases. Okay, dia akan cuba cari dalam database Google Index databases which web pages that is related to your search keyword. Okay, so kalau dia tak pakai NLP, dia akan satu-satu, natural satu language satu processing. However, it try to understand the sentences you are typing. So dia cuba fahamkan sentences and try to find the best matching for your search. And extracting data from text, converting unstructured text into structured data. So this is the part where NLP is used in text analytic or text mining. Sebab saya pernah bercerita, untuk buat mining, text ke data mining, you have to convert the data into structured dulu. So kalau nak buat text mining pun sama. Text, yes, it is unstructured. However, the first step is to convert those unstructured text into structured data. So you can use NLP to do that task. And then you can use as a spoken language control system. For example, natural language assistant. It is what we have in Apple phone, Siri. Okay, question answering system where natural language is used to query a database. For example, a query system to a personal database. Spelling and grammar checkers. Contoh Grammarly application for those who are using Grammarly applications. It is part of NLP, how it can detect a spelling and how it can detect the grammar error in your text. Okay. So this is the generic NLP architecture. This is a generic one, which is usually we do have this. So usually it has several components. Okay, yang tengah ni the main part. Ini ada words input, which is the sentences. Okay, and then the first step is passing. Macam mana nak buat passing? Passing is of passing first. Passing is resolve into its. You have a sentences. Now you have to NLP atau your computer need to identify which is the word. Okay, masa tu dia kena carilah. So macam mana nak tahu mana satu word, mana satu word? Okay, dia akan look at the lexicon and grammar. Okay, so is lexicon and grammar kat sini, it is a library. Usually there is a library for lexicon and grammar. Okay, and then usually ada, dan what is library tu, madam? Dictionary lah sebenarnya, kamus. Okay, tapi kamus, jangan bayang kamus yang awak guna masa sekolah ataupun masa ELC tu, tak. Is a computerized dictionary lah. Okay, dipanggil corpus sebenarnya. And then second step is dah dapat words, dah tukar daripada sentences itu kepada component. Now you have synthetic structure and logical form. Okay, and then dalam sini you have to interpret those structure and logical form. Dan macam nak interpret, you tengok at the context. Maksud dalam konteks, kata tengok nanti. Macam konteks ni maknanya we are going to look at the way it has been spoken. Contoh perkataan bank. Bank, it will be a bank, tempat awak ambil duit atau tempat simpan duit. Bank, it will be a bank in the river lah. Okay, and the last kali final representation, which is reasoning. So representation of response, and then the representation, and then you kena representation of response. synthetic structure and logical form balik, susun balik, you plan balik daripada ni dah final representation dah bentuk apa, words, and then dia kena represent balik kepada komputer. Okay, then how to respond, so dia akan tengok apa yang based on here, then dia akan tengok apa dia punya response, and planning how to respond based on the context, merge the sentences, okay, synthesize it, okay, construct the sentences, find the sentences kat sini, and then construct the sentences based on lexical and grammar, refer to lexical and grammar, and then dia akan dapat word response. So this is the general NLP architecture. Start begin with words input and word output lah. Maknanya macam contoh kita pakai series lah. Awak pernah tak kalau main dengan Siri, hi Siri, dan tidak akan respon balik. So how it's work, this is the architecture. Okay, so there are stages of NLP. Ada beberapa stages dalam NLP proses. Beda kalau saya buat test mining, saya kena follow stages ni ke? Not necessary. You can just follow the text analytic process only. Tak perlulah awak nak follow yang the whole part of the NLP ni. So first is phonetic and phonology, morphological analysis, syntactic analysis, lexical analysis, semantic analysis, discourse integration, and pragmatic analysis. So apa dia phonetic and phonology? So phono is phonetic first, pronunciation of different speakers. So bila kita orang Melayu cakap orang putih dengan British yang cakap English with a British accent, we may have a different, awak akan dengar macam lain sikit. So itu phonetic, tapi they are referring to the same words. So it deal with physical building blocks of language sound system and also the pace of speech. Okay, so example, I ate cake, different case sound in kite, coach, and the band is band. So that's the phonetics. Okay, so the first step in NLP need to identify those yang ada masalah tu lah. And phonology, processing of speech, for example, organization of speech sound in language, bank finance versus bank river. Okay, so that's the first analysis. Okay, so you have the sentences, you have to identify your phonetics in the phonetic analysis and phonology analysis. Second is morphology analysis. What is morphological analysis? Morphological of analysis is the structure of words. Okay, various form of basic words, max word from left. For example, ini dia punya contoh lah, happiness. Okay, we know unhappiness is prefix, and then we have anness is affixes, and the stem is happy, belakang is suffix. So kita tahu dia punya the unhappiness is form, ada 3 morphemes, which is unhappy, anness. So this has 3 parts. There are 3 morphemes, each carrying a certain amount of meaning. Un means not, whileness means being in a state or conditions. So happy is free morpheme because it can appear on its own. And then there is a bound morphemes, which have to be attached to a free morpheme and so cannot be words in their own right. Thus, you can have sentences in English such as Jason feels very honest today. So morphemes ni dia nak identify the stem word sebenarnya. So dia kena identify dulu, dia nak cari the word and also which prefix and suffix, mana satu prefix and mana satu suffix. Ada yang bound morphemes, which is dia tidak boleh bergantung pada diri sendiri. Tak boleh bergantung. Dia betul, dia tak boleh bergantung pada diri sendiri. Dia kena ada words. Contoh apa lagi perkataan lain? Macam apa lagi saya pun tak ada words. Okay, macam ni lah apa contoh dia. Itu second. Third is synthetic analysis. So synthetic analysis macam mana? So it concerned with the construction of sentences. It indicates how the words are related to each other. So syntax tree is assigned by a grammar and lexicon. So dalam synthetic analysis sekarang ni, tadi kita dah identify dah mana satu. Okay, first step kita tengok dari segi dari segi phonology and phonetics. Sebab kalau natural language yang melibatkan speech, contoh yang melibatkan speech, so dia kena identify dulu mana satu yang K, mana satu yang C. K, 8 dengan 8, telah makan dengan nombor 8. So they have to identify. And then next kita tengok pula perkataan yang morphological analysis. We remove the bound morpheme. So kita kena remove lah, and then maybe we have to represent those morpheme as a dependent morpheme to represent the context. Okay. Pada jumpa tu next kita kena tengok pula dari segi the sentences, the construction of the sentences. Okay. So kat sini kita nak tengok dari segi apa? We have to identify the noun, verb, which one is the article, which one is the verb, and so on. So for example, we have these sentences: the man shot an elephant. So sentence, the man shot an elephant, so we know there is an article. The man would be the noun phrase, okay. And then an elephant, an is article, an is elephant, and this is the phrase. So we know that, okay, we know that the man will represent a single man. Okay, this perkataan ni melibatkan orang, and elephant ni satu benda yang satu objek lah. Okay, and shot ni adalah verb.